HRV or heart rate variability is an absolutely amazing tool, and it has worked at least amazingly for myself and the people that I work with. And I want to share a nugget of information. You can read up on HRV, heart rate variability, and you can get all the fancy information. But my interpretation is it is simply the body's ability to come out of stress and go into a relaxation or a rest and digest mode when it is required. And when the body is unable to do that, that means we're in chronic stress. We're constantly in a state of fight or flight, which is where the problem is. So my takeaway from HRV, which I've started to employ this as a really important piece of information, especially when I'm working out, is you see, when we're exercising, especially for the ones that are regular gym goers, people who associate exercise with their well-being, their mood, their body goals, etc. And we have a tendency to do more than that is required, and we usually take rest as something negative. And anytime we are asked to take a step back or to take a day off, whatever, we find that to be counterproductive. That's who we are, because it's just something that we do on a regular basis, and I know you can resonate with this. So what HRV has done for me is that it tells me, because it's a quantification, what it tells me is that I need to rest and perhaps take a step back and not push too hard, right? If that makes sense. So, for example, when I woke up in the morning, I did my HRV as I do on a daily basis, and it told me that my HRV is 45 and my baseline is about 65, right? So HRV being low in the morning meant that I shouldn't be pushing hard. Whereas when I was getting ready for my gym, I was thinking to myself, you know what, I'm going to push hard. But that piece of information told me that because my today's reading is less than my baseline, which means I need to prioritize rest and recovery. And that's what I did. So it resonates a lot, because when we listen to this piece of information, and especially in the context of exercise, it will prevent overtraining, and it will prevent all the negative effects of doing something so much that it starts, instead of it benefiting you, it starts to hurt you. So if that makes sense, so please go ahead. And another piece of advice that I give myself and sharing with you respectfully also is that not to get obsessed with one particular number, and rather than that, working on establishing a baseline or an average, right? And once you have that baseline or an average, then you can see what exercise is doing to you on a day-to-day basis.